happens, it's all good. Then we're just practicing, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of the best ways to think about like teaching is just to think like no matter what happens, I'm just practicing.
Yeah.
You know, like without attachment to success or attachment to
any of that stuff.
yeah, exactly, like money or success. Unable to restore your session. That's a bummer. Do you want to play with the internet on this, Amy?
Okay, what are you trying to do?
Just get it to connect to the internet. It says it's connected, but when I try to log in, it actually doesn't.
Oh, because it's
And then, look, I say.
yeah, it's because it's doing guest. Is that the one you want to be on?
Well, so I've been on guest because my password hasn't been accepted by CNN Wi-Fi for a long time. That happened to me a long time ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they upgraded.
So maybe now I can log in again?
You have to reconnect. Yeah, you have to.
Go through and set it up.
See if you can log.
What are you trying to get into?
Oh, great. You got it.
Okay.
You did it.
Yeah,
You
it's
did it.
because the guest wants you to like sign in, like just.
This is out.
Oh yeah, it's just that's just right
Yeah,
too.
we know. I wonder which password we use for this. Okay.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi, hallelujah. How you doing?
A little bit better. Still got a bug in my belly.
I do.
Hi, Holly.
She's not feeling good today.
Oh, but she's there.
Yeah, but she showed up. And did you get lots of sleep today?
No,
I'm ready.
Did you get some
I have not gotten any sleep today, actually.
Hi.
Oh, you're just in.
Oh, I think the most interesting piece of video.
You're like, what?
Check it out. That was right down the street.
What's on fire though?
It's a building.
Like you made the building on fire?
No, the building is actually on fire. See, the one little fire truck is there, but then like 3 minutes, like 5 minutes later,
Yeah.
it's sitting there.
You're really feeling what?
I had a PR today on my squat, technically.
I know, but it's like, that's so.
Oh.
So I have
You're like,
squat,
I'm feeling it.
Yeah,
so
my
it's
legs
the
are
original.
a little shaky now.
It's my body. Yeah, it's like, I think
Have those same pants, Krista.
What did you say? Hallelujah.
I said I have those same pants.
Oh my God. Aren't they the best?
They are. I love them.
I love them too. I think they're so great. And I like that you can like pull them up too, you know?
Yeah.
Long or short.
Hi,
Hallie.
Yeah.
Hi, Phillies.
How are you?
All right. I got something in my belly that it doesn't want it there.
Oh.
But besides that, I'm doing okay.
Well, I'm glad it's only that.
Yeah, me too. How are you?
I had to keep it up. Gotten a lot more sleep since the move. It's taken away too much of my day. Feeling good about that?
You're finally like settling.
Yeah.
And how did it feel to sleep in there?
It was like surprisingly like normal. It was just like, oh.
In your castle? Yes.
Yes.
Queen. This is where I live now.
Yeah.
My kingdom.
It's like the most normal part so far.
So I have to say that I was gonna do Magic Square talk tonight. Yeah, I mean, we have to do it at some point.
Do we need reminders and all that?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Is everybody okay doing that? I mean, I know I'm teacher.
I'm visitor today.
Hmm?
Visitor today.
Oh, you're so cute.
From Austin.
Okay. He says he loves me. He says he wants to be with me forever. He's like, you're my like everything. So great.
I was like,
Okay.
well, where are you coming from? He's like, Austin. And I was like,
Oh.
I'm still wearing
Yeah.
the mask.
Yeah.
it was beautiful.
He's
Oh.
beautiful. Yeah, totally. I appreciate his tenacity in every
yours.
way.
I like hair. There's a lot. Like,
Gosh, Sherry,
get
this is
it. Go get that.
a piece of art. I made.
The guy.
Look at that. Thank you for showing me
Okay.
this. I'm so.
His name is
What,
Small.
this is today, yeah?
Yeah, that was just
So
now.
what is building, do you know?
I don't know what building it was, but I can tell you it's right next to.
Oh, no, no.
Hang on, let me pull it out. To
Well,
the
it was
original.
behind the
But I mean,
hospital.
like you're
It's right next to because the address is there. See 1700.
Holy cow.
No, sorry,
sorry,
that's
you can't
fine.
help it.
That was my boyfriend. But isn't that?
Whoa.
Should I post it to Instagram?
Will you send this to me for sure?
Yeah, How do I do?
Just to be
Here, if you go to Insta,
Because I like signed it digitally, and then I'm like,
Was he here
what do I
today?
do?
go to your Insta.
My Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there I am.
That's me, Krista.
And then you just attach it.
I gotta be
You
open.
got it.
The darker one or the lighter one?
The light one.
Got it.
I mean, so I was literally just looking at the smoke and I was
Yeah.
like, holy cow, there's a giant fire.
I like pulled up to it right at the perfect time where I'm like, and I had the camera in like catch multiple scenes mode. It's like, that's really fucked up but kind of beautiful at the same time.
That's crazy. I wonder what was in a building, do you know?
Well, I don't know, but the entire thing next to it is on fire, so
Yeah, I was.
it looks like a building
That,
because
so it was, the smoke was crazy. I
I saw it up on the freeway, and that's why when I got here, I was like, "What's on fire near you?" And
I totally was like, I think I'm gonna take a detour next to the hospitals just to go be chismosa and see what's on fire. You know,
I sent
something's
it to
on
you
fire, and
so you
then
got the
and
best
Amy's
scene.
like,
Art.
look at the fire.
yeah.
Oh, God. Art, yeah, right. They exploded
Well,
art.
that is art, you know.
what was it that's on fire?
You could post it.
We
just,
don't
like,
know.
tag
It's a
me on it, just be
structure
like,
literally
Krista?
right next to press and like in between UNM Hospital and press and. Oh snap!
Did I send
Kind
that
of,
to you or
except
just,
for like, I'll show you the video just now. Mhm. Yeah.
I'm a little like parched, and some chips will make it look more.
More parched.
Yeah, I'm so
Just
dehydrated.
hydrated, trying to like stay.
I was like, did you bring Cheetos to class?
See,
That's cute. That's cute. I'm okay with that.
It was right next to. You can see it's like 1700 Central.
Wow.
So you got the address of the building right there, but whatever's like right next to this building, that's what's on fire. The whole thing. Not.
It looks like
You gotta show Ray
The
too.
trees too, yeah.
Oh,
I
good.
see they're like scorched.
You
to the
saw
top.
it.
I'm wondering if it's the empty gas station. That's
Maybe it's the even
Yeah,
the
and
little.
this
You know
is
how there's
like
like the
four, like,
empty
old fire
old
trucks
dorms behind
And
Golden
I'm-
Pride.
oh
This is the
That could
perfect
be it,
scene. I
too.
gotta catch this.
Yeah, because Golden
Just
Pride.
because it's, like, so
So
much
this looks
energy
like it's
being
behind some
released.
trees.
Right.
So I'm a little
And
bit like,
everything
wait,
just keeps
what?
going on. Like, the
Like, it
traffic
looks
was just
dorm
doing this,
territory over
red
there.
and green. They were just driving by it. Did I show it to you?
Yeah, but I see now.
It's just so intense though.
Yeah, go for it.
The smoke cloud from it was
The
so
trees on fire?
crazy.
Yes, the trees on fire. I don't know if it's just the trees or what, but it's like, it's definitely pretty. That's way better if it's just the trees.
I hope nobody got hurt.
I did too, but it was like, when I took it, I was like, I don't want to save it because people might have gotten hurt by it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it filtered.
So maybe the two of you come to this side of the room so we can circle up. We're just gonna chat today.
I know, right? That's one of the best I've ever taken.
Hey, buddy.
Hi. How's it going? Yeah, close.
Do you want to go over there, Ray? Great.
Did you say we're just chatting today?
Yes, hallelujah. We're doing a Magic Square talk and we're talking about our calendar. It's all good.
Like a maniac, a lunatic.
That's what I feel like right now. And then I got you guys on the breath this morning.
That's what happened. I'm like, oh.
That
like,
stuff is no joke, for sure. Yeah.
I do feel funny though.
And that eclipse tonight.
Is there an eclipse? Tomorrow night. Isn't it?
It's tonight.
Which one is it? The moon
Yeah,
or?
because it's Tuesday morning at 5 a.m.
No more lunar eclipse for 3 years. So like this is it. Like make your intentions and.
This is
a
a
long
long
haul.
haul.
We have a tree this year. So we're done for like in 3 years.
You know, that's what
What's
Michaelia
an
was saying.
eclipse, is
She's
it?
not
Like,
allowed
is
to
the
be
one
in
where
a
the
Well,
sun
there's,
or
yeah,
the blacks out?
in my religion there are things you do.
Because
I
like
don't
it's a
know.
Are
lunar
not allowed
eclipse,
to,
so it's
you're
like,
not-
No,
does
that
that
you
mean that the
do
moon gets
special
dark?
things that you do for the eclipse. And I
Oh.
thought it
But
was
we
too
won't
much.
see it. So I think it's
Well,
9
it is
a.m.
tomorrow,
much
but
art
it's,
to make.
it's
Morning.
yeah, exactly. It's at 5 a.m. So
I'm like,
your Cheetos.
Sun chips.
You're like, I got Cheetos.
Damn it! Oh my god.
I thought about Cheetos.
I love sun chips. I love the Fiesta feisty tomato. The red bag.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So good. With tomato soup.
Hi, everybody. We're definitely going to do a talk tonight. We're going to talk about the magic square. And we're going to do a little origami. Remember I said get yourself some paper. We have origami paper in here.
Yes!
Yeah, we're good. We're also going to do a little bit of our daily practice. Like maybe I was thinking like just at any point we could do like 5 upward dogs to downward dogs just to move the energy. Maybe 5 camels. Maybe not camels though, because that's maybe too many back bends for just nighttime vibes, you know, without the actual workout. But we could do 5 upward dogs to downward dogs, and then we could do what's another good daily practice? I'm trying to think about it. Maybe even just more breath.
I'll watch and observe. My chest.
Hi.
She got crazy with the breath.
We're gonna do a chat tonight, by the
Every
way.
breath she knows.
Just so you all know, just those of you that are just coming in, get paper. Remember origami? Oh, Jeanette's
I know. Hi,
favorite.
Jeanette. Good to see you.
Snuggled. You're muted. We can't hear you, Jeanette.
I said I'm freezing.
See that.
That makes sense. That makes sense, right? You said something, and then grabbed your blanket. I'm gonna maybe turn on the microphone too. Okay. I just thought about a daily practice. Oh yeah, fish. Right?
Great.
Yeah, exactly. I fish every day. I was
Addicted to it now.
You are. You totally are addicted to it. Thank you, Hallelujah, for letting people in.
You're welcome.
So get your calendars, people. Get a piece of paper. We're going to do some origami. Ooh, we have some magic squares that we can origami in here, too, just to get a look at it. They're good.
She's still hiding back there.
Yeah, I'm like now responsible for a whole Jolly Rancher. Be good.
Candy's a menace.
Okay, so I feel like I've been on crack since you brought candy last week.
I want more really bad.
Like nonstop. I mean, this is right. I'm like, well, there's candy here.
Trying to wean myself off.
Thank you, Erica.
You're
Awesome. So grab your calendars, everybody, and grab a piece of paper. Remember, we're doing origami tonight. We're going to do a couple of poses and a couple of practices, but nothing big. Oh, I'm going to put the mic on, too, so that you can hear me better. Will you plug that in, Erica? Thank you. And then I'll need to charge it at some point.
Good, Ricky.
You're like, I don't know that I can.
I'm like, sure, we'll figure it out.
No.
Plug it into some spots. So he brought me batteries and they're all duds, except for 2. I know it's cute because he brought me a bunch of batteries. I was like, that's what, yeah, that's what these are too. With no charge, exactly. So I just got to contact him and ask him to bring me a couple more. Okay, so what I'm doing here is grabbing a couple of pages from the calendar. I like this one, and I'll hand this out to us because we'll have the capacity to fold it. So I have this one. Exactly. See, I'm just pulling this one up. And then let's see if there's another one that I like. As if I didn't like them all. Yes. Maybe there is and there's not. Okay. Okay, I did like having our giant magic square. The one that has the person on it from last term. So note to self. Bring a full one of those back because it's easy. So I'm just giving everybody one of these in the room, right? Will you hold this up to the camera, Erica, please, while I search?
Page 5.
Thank you. We're gonna fold it. So it just depends if you're like okay folding it or not.
Here's. Actually, I'll just use mine. Sure. These are all in the right space.
Everything's on bright space. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, now we all have one. And we won't use the one that we don't have because we don't have it. Okay, good. Okay. Ooh. I have an attachment. Great. Okay, and I have maps. I have origami. Get yourself a piece of paper if you don't have paper in the computer. Good. Oh, that's going to be a tiny one. Yeah, right. I have actually origami paper with us. So if you want to, oh, I think this goes to Amy. Pick yourself. Yeah, she's like, okay, and I'm going to attach this inside my tiny pocket. Tell me if I squish the mic at any point so that I know if I'm cutting you off somewhere. Okay. And last but not least, we're going to put a magic square in between us. So we're going to do a real magic square here. A real magic square. Yes, Abby. I'm just going to pull this way. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Right? Why not? Why not? And they're actually small enough to where, okay, here you go. And then, oh, good. I'm going to pull it. Yes, thank you. And then 2 more. Well, these terrible straps work for something after all. Yeah. Oh, not this one. Not you. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I get excited before the job is done, and then I'm like, oh man. Okay. Oh. You're so cute. We kind of have fancy origami paper in here, so we're just excited. Okay, cool. Nice. So you can see there's a tic tac toe board. Yeah. Maybe I'll bring this camera a little closer. How about that? You can see mostly everybody. Oh, okay. I want to acknowledge those of you in the camera that have emailed me. Yeah, right. Talking to you, talking to you, talking to you, talking to all of you in the camera. I definitely haven't gotten back to emails, and actually, like, sometimes it's easy for me to address you all in this particular way as a group. I know that you all want to make up some classes. I got the message from a few of you that you need recordings. Okay, I'll put it on my to-do list. I think I'm just going to do it on Brightspace because now it's a bunch of people, right? So I think I'm going to have to like upload and download, or I'll send you the links directly for those of you that have sent me emails for classes. I'll do my best to get those out to you in the next 12 hours. Okay. I know that you're like, oh, what's going on? So today is actually can be part of our like discussion about grades too. Pretty much most of your grade is based on your attendance, right? And it's the easiest way for us to keep track of grades. Yeah, official conversation on grading. Most of our attendance is, or I mean, most of our grade is based on attendance. Some of it too is based on like today's work too, because today's going to give us an opportunity to like kind of check in. So it can be like a midpoint check or a 2/3 of the way check for us. So at the end of the semester, I'll ask for a little reflection on how it all went overall, and that will also go in. But the your grades are really what are, I mean, your attendance is really what your grade is based out of. And so I have everything on Brightspace. Brightspace keeps track of our attendance for us. And if you're curious about how many makeups you need to do in order to get your grade back up to an A, shoot me an email. That's why I was like saying it to everybody, like, oh, I know you've sent me emails about sending you recordings so you can watch them. There is already on YouTube a bunch of, I mean, not on YouTube, but on Brightspace, there's already a bunch of recordings. So like even 10-minute videos and stuff. So if you're curious already and you want to get started and I haven't gotten it to you, there are like 2 YouTube links. There's one that literally says YouTube videos and the other one that says meditations. And so you can go to either one of those links. And if it's a 10-minute thing that you watch, then send me your, like, this is what I watched. Here's my insight. Literally a couple of sentences on like what you gained, what your, did you have an aha moment in that class, right? Did something connect for you in class? We call them insights, epiphanies, revelations, right? Just like, what are you, what kind of awareness are you gaining here? And if you've just joined us, grab yourself some origami paper and grab your calendar so that we can get to talking today. So we are doing a lecture-based class, but we're also doing a little bit of origami because.
How big is the paper that you want us to use for origami?
You know, really what you need is a square. So if you don't have a square piece of paper, you can get a normal piece of paper, like a loose piece of paper, and then fold. So there's techniques for everything, right? And this is a technique that I know that I learned as a 5-year-old child, right? And you might have too, but you might have not. So let's not be assuming. So all I do is fold my piece of paper, not us. We have paper. Right? Don't do it. Oh, and then fold, see the little, see, I just created a little bit of a like 2-dimensional boat, right? And so this is my excess piece here. So I'm just going to match myself up. And this is all part of yoga. So the reason we do origami is because origami is yoga for paper. We're doing yoga on paper right now. right? And sometimes we get to see where we're overworking on our paper, right? Or where we're not working hard enough, or where we're not making the connection. And so it kind of depersonalizes it a little bit. So we're not necessarily looking at our body anymore. And as a child, what I would do is just fold this little rectangle back and forth. So many, and like crease it with my nail, right? If you have scissors, knowing how to use your tools is also part of the deal, right? Like, yeah, and tools usually make things easier, which is why we have them, right? There's a difference between drilling, like putting a screw into a wall with a tiny little Phillips that's like 3 inches long, and having a drill and being like, zoop. Like there are different tools for different things. So it's important to know like what tools we have and when to use them. And then, I definitely used to do the, it's not super kosher these days to do that stuff, but I'm just going to go back to being 5 for a moment and let myself have it. So then I just made a square piece of paper. Yeah. Yeah. And you want something that's big enough to work with. So speaking of tools again, we're back to tools. You want, like I've had people use paper towels in the past. Did their origami work? No. I will be very honest. Their origami failed. Right. So like knowing that like the right materials really do help us out sometimes, all the time. And that's where preparedness comes from, like being prepared with the right materials. And we don't always know whether like what materials we're going to need. Sometimes we need to do like see the job, and then we come back with our tools. Okay, cool. So does everybody have a square now? Good.
Yep.
How you doing, McKaylee?
I'm doing good. My camera's like, I turn on my camera, then my audio don't work. And then, I don't know. My camera's weird today.
Well, I miss your face. So thank you for saying it. It's important.
Because I was trying to turn on my camera and then I couldn't hear you. And then I would turn off my audio and then I turn off my camera, then I can hear you. And I'm like, what is wrong?
Is anybody else having audio issues? Okay. Okay, thank you. Good. I know, thumbs down for yeah. Somehow that seemed like appropriate. Exactly. Okay. So now we have a 2-dimensional piece of paper that's a square. And then we also have a tic-tac-toe board in front of us that's a square, right? And then we have page 5 that's also a tic-tac-toe board and a square, both things together. So this is gonna help us hopefully tie it all in together, like bring our practice with our techniques, with our tools, with what it is that we're doing on our mats. And really, we are imitating this magic, this square. We're imitating this square, and we're also imitating the magical house, or our body as a magical house. And it's been a long time since I've said that to you. Your body is a magical house, and it's magical because we both live in it and we travel in it, like Howl's Moving Castle or like Baba Yaga house, right? Like we're basically like little chicken legs coming out of our magical house that walk around. And our magical house has 3 floors and 9 rooms. Okay, so can anybody tell me the floors? Does anybody know the 3 floors? I'm going to grab my charger while you all contemplate. If not, I will give you the answer because I'm like that. Here.
Am I allowed to answer?
Yes, of course she is. Erica, you're allowed to answer too, because it's a narrative that you're learning as well, right? And so you want to know your narrative so that you can say it.
is it first floor, second floor, third floor?
Yes. And where are those first floor, second floor, and third floor?
Like your legs, your
Basement, living
Yeah.
room, and attic.
Basement, living room, and attic. Oh, this is a funny, interesting place that Anne has taken us straight to. Beautiful, Anne. So yes to both of you. One, our first floor is going to be our legs, including our pelvis, because our pelvis begins to create the structure for the first floor. So all pelvic work is first floor work. Our second floor is the torso and the hands. And the third floor is the head. So our second floor, the hands, is how we're handling it and also how we're mastering it. So it's not just about handling it. The first floor is about our inheritance. It's what we're given. It's the things that we're like, I am bilingual. That's part of my inheritance, right? And it's just a given for my life. And all of us have little pieces that are like that, right? That are like, this is my stock. This is what I came in with to this planet. And first floor is like the alphabet, right? Like the alphabet has been inherent, if I'm not making any big assumptions, for all of us. It's something that was given to us and it's part of who we are now, right? There's no way you can take the alphabet away from any of us. The second floor is learning to use the alphabet, right? And mastering the use of words, mastering the use of our voice, mastering the use of language, but also reading. Like getting all of the novels you want to read all of a sudden, fiction, nonfiction. And in that, we gain our mastery, right? Like because we choose what we're doing, how we're saying it, that mastery is very like second floor. It's confidence. It's our capacity to exchange, to be in community. The second floor is very communal, right? Because it's a hands. Like we're like shaking hands all day long, or, you know, at least a few times a week for sure. So we're very involved with our second floor, like super in our second floor all the time. And our third floor is the observatory. It's the bird's eye view. It's the top. And now I said that Anne brought a really good point up because she talked about first floor being the boiler room, second floor being the living room, and third floor being the observatory. And so I want to talk a little bit about that because
I have a question though, because
Okay.
when you do the binding around the body, when you get to 9, then it goes above your head. So
Yes.
Is that still part of the third floor or is that beyond the third floor?
Well, she's actually talking about our, okay, so it's like a cherry and a cherry pit. She's talking about the stem of the cherry, right? That's like outside of the cherry connected to the tree. So it is outside of the cherry connected to the tree, right? It's like the umbilical cord to the universe. So that, and then Erica also said that's 10. She's talking about 10. 10 is the circle around us. It's the cherry, the like actual edge of the cherry. And then the living room is the cherry pit. Like all of us have a cherry pit, but depending on everything, we look like different cherries, right? We're connected to different trees perhaps too, right? Like we have different family trees as we're coming down. And then we have one big tree that connects us all together. Maybe flowers, right? Connected to different flowers and then connected to the same tree. The fruit is easy because you can think about the cherry and the cherry pit and then the stem. And the stem is like the golden thread. I've been talking to you all about your golden thread, the capacity to find that center. And again, that brings us back to 1, 5, and 9, which is the boiler room, the shrine, and the observatory. So the reason I had is grab this one is because we're going to have to our cherry and cherry pit, we have our explicit nature, which is what everybody sees, and we have our implicit nature, which is what we don't see. So remember that we wear the map, right? We're not, when it mirrors, when we put it on ourselves. So the whole of the 2, 7, and 6 are our right side, which is the solar side. And then we have 4, 3, and 8, which is the left side, which is our lunar side. Okay. There's already a sun and a moon on your little 5 picture. There you already see that they're already available there. Except they have them also, no, that's the moon going around, right? It's like the lunar. Exactly. It's because we are bound by cyclical nature, which is great nature. It's divine nature. It's the moon going around us, the sun going around us, the seasons going around us. So that's also why yoga is a time game. We move through these poses in time. So we have a right side, left side. And then we have the middle, which is our implicit nature. The right side, Susan.
What was it called?
The solar.
The
the solar side. So I want to grab my actual complete map over here and put my 2 cents in here.
It gets more complex and layered and layered.
That's the beauty of it. It does. I mean, today you're going to be able to see something that next year you'll forget about or you'll have as part of your makeup, but you'll see something completely different next year too. So Naveen says, this is code. So I'm teaching you code this evening. We're coding our bodies. We're coding our lives. So I'm teaching you how to code your life. And if you're interested in it, then you will easily learn it. All that one needs is a little bit of interest, a little bit of curiosity to continue to make your way into yourself. So when I look at my paper, I'm just looking at it. The side with the little rooster on it, right? You see that little rooster. That's going to be the solar side. And you can see a sun is rising. No, that's going to be your lunar side. It's still because the sun rises this way. No, it's because no, the sun still rises this way. It comes up behind us. Yeah, it rises behind us on our left eye and then sets down in the right foot, right? Because we're in our bedroom when the sun rises. So don't mind their sun and moon right there. Those are the wraps of the breath. And this is where things get layered and complicated because the clock not only spins this way on us, but the clock also spins this way because we are not one-dimensional beings. You can't say that only one thing is true about us, right? Like that happens when people put us in a little box. Some of us get all like, fine, I'm in the box. And some of us get like, never gonna put me in the box. Right? Like we have different ways of responding to being put in a box. Like we're either going to conform to that box and put on our like, work gear and be like, fine, this is me. Or we're going to say, screw this. I'm so much more, right? There's so much to me. And so this gives us the capacity to have so much, right? We're going to always be everything. we're multi-dimensional diamond prisms. And that's part of what we're doing. We're also finding our like diamond nature by looking through this information. So yes, the sun rises in our left eye. Okay. And sets in our right foot. Okay. So that's why that sun is there. Right, exactly. It rises behind us in our bedroom where we wake up and get dressed for the day, where we set ourselves up, and then we dive into the night in that right leg. Like, ooh. Okay, so that's one of the wraps that we can do. And I know there's a lot of questions. And for those of you that are new and like as questions are coming in, I'm kind of jumping from one side to the other. And I definitely want to like bring it back. And so know that this is your first time hearing this material. And so not really though. We've been talking about it. It's been in here all semester too. So on top of that rooster, I'm going to put a moon. Okay. So I'm literally just drawing a little moon. I'm going to do 2 moons. Nobody puts a baby in the corner. Yeah, right. So on top of my little rooster, I have 2 moons now. I'm double lunar nature right now. And then on top of the moon, I'm going to put the sun. So then you can remember that the attic, the office, and the garage are going to be my solar nature. It's the right side of our body. It's our solar side. It's the side that shakes the hands, right? Like our right hand. Even if you're left-handed, you live in a right-handed world. So we're still dealing with right-handed stuff all the time, right? For those of you that are left-handed, right?
Can
There's still
you
like, yes.
record this?
It
I'm
is being
sorry.
recorded. No, it is being
Oh,
recorded. It's
good.
all, and
Okay.
Amy's got another camera on me over here.
Okay, good.
Maybe I can spotlight myself though, but then I can't see you all. Okay, spotlight for everybody. I'm going to do them both. Spotlight. And then I still want to see you all. So it's just, the recording's going to be tiny little screens. Too bad. Yes.
So you put a sun above the 2 moons?
I put, no, like, check this
on
out.
the right side.
On
Okay.
the right side, right? And that's just to remind us that whole of the right side is going to be our solar nature. And the whole of the left side is the lunar nature. Okay? All right. So it's like deep stuff and layer it. So what I wanted to show you though is how that implicit nature, the center room, and this is why I gave us little, I don't know how we did it last time. It was pretty cool. Right? Like, wait. It wasn't necessarily the house. It was the body. And then it folded up really nicely. It's really what we see of each other. It's closer and that is better. Oh, thank you, Erica. What we're really seeing is a right side and a left side. This is so funny. A right side and a left side, right? Like I just folded my little house in, right? So there's a right eye, a left eye, a right hand, a left hand, a right foot, and a left foot, right? And then what you don't see is all of that, right? It's like the implicit nature is the middle. What we do see is like, what's just the iceberg, right? What we're seeing is the physical body, but there's so much more to us. And that's why I was saying that it's like, we are so much more than just like my whole of my right side is solar. It's like, yes, but then the sun rises on my other side. So like, there's a part of my left side that's going to have the sun rising on it. There's going to be a part of my solar side that's going to have the moon dipping down, right? Like there's the yin to the yang consistently. Okay. So that implicit nature, that middle pillar, I just want to say is our 3rd foot. So our right foot plus our left foot equals our 3rd foot. And that's the thread. Like anytime we're standing and we bring our legs together, or even when I bring my feet together in like a bound angle pose, if I really like took time to plug myself in on my foot and then like charge my legs up, now I've created a whole structure that is circling energy through both of my legs. I can also do the same thing with the thread, right? I can be standing and put my right leg and my left leg and become a mermaid all of a sudden, right? I can make myself have fins. Like how long could we practice with a fin? There's limitations, right? But remember that you can bend your fin. So you could definitely do crow, maybe not crow, but you could do your forward bend, you could do a chair pose, you could do a mountain pose, you could do a downward dog with a thread, you could do an upward dog with a thread, right? And you could even thread, like actually weave yourself together. So once we know that we have a thread, then we know that potentially we could sew, right? That we could actually then begin to braid our hair or braid our legs or braid our hands. I was wondering where you put your knees though. Like, do you just lift them up to handstand? Uh-huh. And then I think you would just like, you could do a handstand.
Yeah.
With a thread. Right. Yeah. I mean, and men do, right? A lot of men do that like pike up handstand where they're like a one thread.
Yeah. Men are more torso than like too. Like it's easier
For them to be like floated up. So every time we do a thread, we are making things a little more complicated, right? Because we're now suddenly on the pin of it, like trying to thread through the eye of the needle, right? Like we make it smaller, we condense ourselves, so we make it a little bit harder. Okay. So we have the magical house. I'd like to do a little origami first. And now that we have a good little introduction, before I move on, does anybody have any questions so far? The middle of the middle of the middle is actually
like the whole middle color.
Oh, yes.
The very center is all green.
Thank you so much. So thank you for bringing, where did my pen? Add another layer. It is. So we have the solar side and the lunar side. The thing that we are talking about right now is our stellar side, which is the middle column, that nature that nobody sees. That's our stellar nature. So I'm going to put a little star above that. So we have, okay, good. The solar side, the lunar side, and the stellar side. Now, for the second floor, I also want to add that implicitly, we have right hand, we have left hand, and then we have a third hand also. And our third hand can do all sorts of fun stuff, right? Like we could make all sorts of mudras with our third hand that are also very connected, including putting the hands behind our back and finding that. Like this is absolutely learning how to get our own back when we thread the hands behind us and then make a true connection and lean on it. Right? Like our capacity to be like, oh yeah, I got my own back right here. It's a skill, right? Like learning how to do this for ourselves. Give it a try and just feel it for yourself in this moment. How safe does it feel? How secure does it feel? Interlacing the fingers, bringing them as close as you can, riding those thumbs on their way up, and then lean back. Right? Like actually use your hands to get your back. That's your third hand getting your back. We also have different techniques for getting our back, like fish pose, right? Abby's favorite pose. We can get into a fish pose, and that's a way of getting our back, or like setting up a block behind us on the wall. That's a way of getting our back. So our skills is also about learning how to get our own back, like learning how to use our third hand, not only to be out in the world, but also to be supportive of what we're doing. Like, most importantly, becoming our own best cheerleaders in a way. Like, I know that maybe you didn't do your tree pose today, and I love you. Why don't we say, come here, baby? Like, it's okay. It's all going to be fine, because really none of, like, this is a game of also polarity. So there are three main rules to this game. One, polarity exists, right? Like, polarity is a giant part of the game. So there's up and there's down. There's right and left. There's in and then there's out, right? That's the polarity. Our mastery is in being the ones that are like, oh, that's up, that's down. Where am I? Let me put myself right where I need to be. That's right, that's left. Where am I? Oh, exactly where I need to be. So that's part of learning how to use these tools, is learning what the two opposite pieces are. Where's the polarity? And then how do I bring myself into attunement? And this is also, not only is it code, it's also a map to orient ourselves. So not only do we use it to be like, okay, here it is on my body, but we also use it to really like help orient ourselves. And I always say this when we're playing with the magic square. It's like, if we were in an avalanche, how do we know what's up and what's down? Does anybody have the answer to this? Mm-hmm. You spit. Right? If you're ever in an avalanche, God forbid. And that's how people get injured in avalanches, right? They just start digging their way out, but they don't know what way they're digging. And so they're digging. So it's a lot of effort. And then we don't get the satisfaction of getting out of the snow, right? So we have to have ways to orient ourselves to say, where am I right now? What's up? What's down? What's right? What's in? What's out? Did you have a question, Erica?
No, I was just thinking about it. It's upside down. Like, where's
It falls on your face. Imagine you start panicking and digging, right? Like, right, of course, but you have no idea. Okay. So we have a little I think Michaela just got kicked out. We have our origami. Let's start here. We're going to start simple. What's the simplest? The boat is complicated. Oh, the fortune teller. Why, of course. Easiest thing. Let's go ahead and fold. Okay, hold on. Let me reframe. Fortune teller. How do you make a fortune teller? Thank you. Yes, Erica. We're going to make first one fold on our origami, right? One little fold. And then we're going to open that up and we're going to make another fold. Oh, I feel so much better about my every single time I do origami, I like panic a little bit. Totally, exactly. It's like suddenly. So I just made an X with my folds, right? This is so simple. X marks the spot. Again, a way to orient ourselves. So I said at the beginning of class, why origami? Origami is yoga for paper, and yoga is origami for us, except we are not flat pieces of paper. We are three-dimensional. So that's why we have to get around ourselves sometimes. And that's what makes us more spherical in a way. Okay. So then you're going to fold every little corner in to where X marks the spot. Oh my God, it's already 7:15. How the heck did I just talk forever? God, I could talk all day. Oh my God. Right? Okay, see, I'm just folding to where X marks the spot. All of them.
You can do
I put a cross too as well.
So what I'm ending up with is a smaller square that has everything folded inward. Yes, Ray, that's exactly what happens. You're good. Then you flip it over and do all 4 of them. So, yeah. You're like, I know this. This is easy stuff. That's why I said we'll start with the easy one, right? Okay, so here you want to flip it around once you're done. See to the smooth side. And then do it again. Fold all of your corners in to the middle again, right? So I have this open side and then I flipped it to the smooth side and I'm starting to fold my way in again. So easy. And for some of you may not have done this since you were 5 years old, right? Yeah. Like when was the last time you made one of these? And for some of you, we do it every term. Exactly. So good because otherwise I'd be freaking out like, wait, how do we do the fortune teller again? The pressure. Well, the boat is really good too because you never know when you're gonna need a boat, right? Oh. Oh. I feel like I have to remember how to make a box now too. You know? That's a good one. Once you're done, right, we're gonna get like you're gonna have a little square that has triangles on one side and squares on the other side, you know? And so we fold that into a little rectangle. So I'm just folding it down and then finding the diamond. Remember I said this is also about finding our diamond self, right? So I'm just gonna like from my rectangle, I'm going to push it in and now I have a little diamond and I just start opening it up. If you don't know, the triangles go on the inside. Yeah. Right? No, we did it. No, we did it. No, we did it. So then you get a creature or a fortune teller. There you go, Susan. I was like, I might have skipped a few steps with you all. There you go, Jeanette. Yeah. Good. Yes, Elaine. Excellent. So this is the fortune teller. It's the easiest one to do. It's very much like just getting the hang of yoga, right? Like finding these corners meeting up, like our hips meeting up, like our belly to our thighs meeting up. Finding the creases where we can get a little bit of space, right? Like every time we're moving into yoga and like lift the windows, we can get a little bit more breathing room. Okay, cool. Right? I think that we should do, we're going to do that. I feel like we're going to do it ourselves. We're going to do fish pose. So we're going to do one of these is going to have a fish pose. So I want you to open back up to your square, open up one of your triangles, and we're going to do a fish pose in here. And you can draw a little fish in there. Oh, I have a white fish. I just put a little fish in there. So easy, right? This is where our emoji poses come handy. Little fishy. We're going to go to the next one and put it in. Downward dog. And this is what my downward dog looks like in emoji. Right? My emoji downward dog.
I don't have a pen.
Here.
Well, I don't even. Do you need a pen out here? Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm like, it's okay. If I get
Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
Good. What else can we put in there? I'm going to go back to our emojis.
You put the dog, you put the fish. What about like a goddess pose or?
Oh, a goddess pose is nice. Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's great. Ooh, what about some moon salutations? We've been doing those, so we know those, right? What about some moons? When we just do a moon for moon salutations. Okay, Jeanette. Jeanette says her boss is calling frantically.
She's like,
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
right. Okay, Abby, throw me that pen again, please. Oh. So I'm going to put a moon here. Good. I have a fish. I have a dog. I have a moon. Right? There's my moon and my dog and my fish. Right? And then I'm going to put a chair. I think a chair practice is a good one. So that's like the second mountain to chair. Ooh, it's like a little lightning bolt. So now I have these 4 little practices in there that are all emojis. That's great. And then I can close it back down. And then number these triangles. Here, ready? Stab you. That was a good throw. Yeah, it was a good throw, except I should have put the ink away before I threw it, you know. So you're going to put numbers on each of your little triangles. Don't go higher than 10 because then you're going to be counting. And then you're going to put numbers on each one of your squares on the outside. Are you getting it? You're doing good. Oh, it's the pyramid. It starts as a pyramid. Right? You're going to do this. I get it now. I know it's okay. Okay. So now you have a little fortune teller, right? You have numbers on the outside, numbers on the inside. If you've never played this before, you're going to be like, oh, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ah, ah, ah. And then you're going to go, oh, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to pick 2. So it's this side. Oh, chairs.
Yay.
We got a chair practice. We should do it while we're here, you know, so you can get a little chair practice in, so you can remember what a chair practice is like. We haven't done a chair practice in a minute. I feel like we started really strong the semester with our chair practices, and then we didn't. And then we moved on. So let's review what a chair practice is. Unlike what it sounds like, it is not on a chair. Right? Like I've had one of my students being like, I'm doing the chair practice. I'm doing the chair practice. And I was like, where's your chair, dude? She's like, your chair practice. I was like, oh, no chair. We're just pretending to be chairs. Right. So let's do 5 rounds of our chair practice. Let's get to our mats. And then we'll come back. I said we would move around poquito, muy poquito, you know, but it's going to definitely be a heated poquito. Okay. So tops of your mats. I feel like I should back this up now so you can see. Okay. It's okay. Yeah, because I got them on that camera too. So they can always find us on the big camera. Okay. So 2 fists between your arches at the top of your mat. Good. And then we want to find ourselves plugging in center of the heels, ball mounts of the big toes, and then buckle across to number 3. Find your way to standing. Good. And then Oh, I know we just measured ourselves, but I want you to feel your thread, right? Like, what's it like to have your third leg connected? Imagine your mermaid fin coming together, right? I know I just had you measure, but now we're doing both. Like, just look at what your measurement looks like too, right? And know that that's it. So find your third leg, connect both of your legs, right leg and left leg, ankles connect, heels connect, all the way, all the way. Susan, get a little bit closer in with your legs. Bring them together. Alyssa, bring your legs together. Yes, Susan, that's it. Now you're getting mermaid vibes. Exactly. And same with you, Alyssa. Bring your legs together. Bring your feet together. Yes. Like sometimes it's going to be hard to bring both thighs and feet together. And so we just do our best to get into our thread vibes. Okay, good. Nice. And I just want you to close your eyes for a moment. Take a moment to take a breath here and notice what it's like to be a little thread. You might feel like you're on the pin of a needle, right? Like this is like finding the eye of the needle as we're on a little thread. Good. And now look down at your feet and separate them again. And remember what your 2 fist distance is like, right? You don't have to get down there. You can get down there and measure it if you want, but you can also just eyeball it. Sometimes it's good once we're getting used to it to be like, that's where my feet go. That's groin to groin distance. Okay, good. So from this space, we're going to inhale, raise the arms overhead. Good. Get a little punchy with it. Create fists with your hands and then sit your way back. Find that you're trying to look for a chair way far behind you, right? That you're like making your way back, and then look up, look up, look up. Good. And now I want you to accelerate and put yourself behind the driver. So 2 hands around a wheel, but accelerate, right? Now we're like going down and then take it all the way down. Good. We're still a little bit on the ball mount, still a little bit accelerated. So the heels and plug them in, but keep reaching forward and walk your hands forward. Look forward even a little bit. And then wrap your hands around your calves, pull yourself in. Inhaling, flat back. Put yourself behind the driver's seat one more time. Good. Accelerate. Yes. Good. And now I want you to start leaning back. So start sitting your way back, pulling those hands up and up. Inhale, hands through the middle. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Let's do it again. Inhaling, arms overhead. Get a little punchy with it. Sit back. Yes. Find your heels. Find your seat. And then accelerate and put yourself behind the driver's seat. Yes. Good. Keep reaching, keep accelerating, and keep finding. Reach forward, forward, forward. Keep accelerating, but now reach the heels back. Pull yourself in. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhaling, coming up, flat back. Yes, driver's seat. Good. Begin to sit back, begin to sit back. And then find that extension. So even as you're sitting down, you're pulling up with your hands. So high, so high. And then up, find your bounce. Hands through the middle. Inhale and exhale. That's 2. Inhaling, arms overhead. Good. Get punchy. Sit back. Good. Keep sitting back. Keep leaning back on the heels. Keep sitting back. Sink as deep as you can, but reach up with your hands as much as you can. And then put yourself behind the driver's seat. Yes. Accelerate, 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 and then reach forward. Reach with the hands. Reach, reach, reach. Keep accelerating. Keep reaching. Don't go to downward dog, but keep reaching. And back. The driver's seat. Sit. As you sit, you're going to pull yourself up like taffy. Your tailbone reaches down, but your hands reach up, and then you bounce. Release. Inhale and exhale. Good. Last one. Inhaling up. Get punchy. Sit back. All the way back. driver's wheel, driver's here. Let's reach, 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 reach. Your heels can come off the ground a little here too. Not keep reaching as far as you can. Look out in front of you. Yes. And then good. See if you can find your current. Driver's seat. Begin to sit back. Pull yourself apart, reach up and down at the same time, and then bounce. Good. Release. Inhale and exhale. Is that 4 or is that 5? Oh, last one. Inhaling. Reach. Sit back. Sit back as far as you can. Reach back with the heels as much as you can, as much as you can, as much as you can. Pull yourself apart and then put yourself behind the driver's seat. Yes, right hand, left hand working together. And then reach forward. Keep accelerating as you reach before you heels in. Pull your weight in. Driver's seat, begin to sit back. Pull yourself apart, up and down at the same time. All 3 floors of your magical house working here. And then you're going to bounce. Inhale. Woo. A little bit of heat to move us around very quickly, right? We can come back to our mats. Take a moment just to notice how it feels, right? Take a moment just to notice your breath has changed. Your heart rate has changed. We got movement in all 3 floors of the house. We got first floor in the legs, right? You felt your legs. You felt your second floor as well. And then there was like the pulling up for our 3rd floor. So we're in it. So this is one easy way to use our fortune teller, right? It's like, what do I want to do today? What do I feel like doing? That's even just a 5-minute thing, right? It doesn't have to be big. So does everybody know what all of these are? Now we did our chair pose. Everybody knows moon salutations because we've been doing them recently, really hardcore. Everybody knows fish pose? We've been using blocks for it, right? We've been using blocks. And then downward dogs to upward dogs. That's another one I kind of wanted to review this evening too, that I thought would be a good review for us. Okay. 5 upward dogs to downward dogs before we like lecture our 10 minutes of life away. Right? We just have 10 minutes left. So I want to put all the numbers down so you can see them on the Tic Tac Toe board. And I'm now ambitious about time, but that's okay. So we start with the plank. We start with the plank measure and then pull back to downward dog. And I want you to do 5 of these upward dogs to downward dogs. Now, remember, if we were to get our own support, I would add 2 California blocks under my pelvis, right? If I was to think, I really want to exercise my right to support myself, I would do these 2 blocks to support my thighs to have a measurement to come up into my upward dog. And then bend the knees, pull it back, downward dog to upward dog, right? Do 5 of these. That's an easy daily practice. Just to get on your mat and find the strength of your downward dog, the 4 corners of your downward dog, the plugs, the peak, and then the crescendo of the upward dog. Just 5, right? Just 5. I mean, it's really easy, like for some people to do 10 in the amount that some people do 5, right? Like you could be totally. You could bellow your way through it, right? And so like numbers, how many we do is really up to us. So when we first start, I usually recommend starting with 3 rounds, 5 rounds, 6 rounds, 9 rounds. Eventually, you graduate to doing how old you are. Like however many years you've been on this planet, then you can do that many. And I know some of us are like, what? That's not fair. You could half that, also if you're like, well, maybe I'm not quite ready to graduate to my age, but what about like 22? Right? What about 33? Like I could do that. And it's not just for how many rounds, but it's for how many breaths you do as well. So like fish pose, when you get into a fish pose, think that way. Like you can either play a song and be like, this is the song I'm going to play every time I do my fish pose. Or you can say, this is however many breaths I'm going to do in my fish pose. Okay. So, woo, here we go. I want to set these up in our tic-tac-toe board today. So I have numbers and we have a tic-tac-toe board in front of us. Can anybody tell me where that one goes? Bottom center, what is number 1? Boiler room, implicit or explicit? Can you see the boiler room? That's a strange question. Exactly. Thanks, Teach. No, it's implicit nature. That fire, that instinctual fire is the je ne sais quoi, right? Like if somebody has fire, that's what we say. It's not like they're on fire, literally, right? But we know when they got fire. Like that person's super motivated. That person's an Aries. That person's got some drive. Or we can feel it within ourselves when that fire comes in, when we're like super vitalized. We're so excited. So boiler room, implicit, stellar, right? Because it's the middle. But it's also, and this is another code that you can superimpose. First floor is lunar. I'm going to talk fast too. First floor is lunar. Second floor is solar. Third floor is stellar because it's the observatory, right? So I just went up and did like first floor lunar, second floor solar, third floor stellar. Not the prettiest ones because now I'm in a rush. Okay. So stellar and lunar. Number 1. 2. Where does 2 go? The attic. I had Erica point here. This is solar and stellar at the same time, both. It's our right side. It's the attic where we basically look at our experiences and then set new goals because of our experiences, right? Like every experience allows us to set new goals because we might love something or we might hate something. So it gives us the capacity to be like, oh, wow, because of this, now I'm going to go like definitely dive into that subject that I love so much. Number 3. Which room is it? Kitchen.
The kitchen.
But remember, Anne, we get around ourselves to get to the kitchen, right?
Yes.
So it's around the back.
The back.
It's also around the shells. So you can think about your shells like we're going around 1, root of the wrist, 2, ball mound of the index finger, 3, around my shell, right? To that middle edge. On the foot too, it's how you buckle in. You're like strapping in with a big buckle. What do we do in the kitchen?
Eat.
Yes. We eat. So the kitchen is a place of nourishment.
We cook. It's the morning.
What did you say, McKaylee?
Cook.
Cook. That's also where we cook. That's right. In our process, it's where we do feelings, which is why we have to get around ourselves to process our feelings. 4.
So it's at 6 a.m. in the morning. So it's going to be during the eclipse.
So this is, remember I was saying how the sun goes around here and the sun is on the right side, but then it also goes around here. So
The
6
eclipse
a.m.
starts at 7 a.m. to 6 a.m. I think.
That's right. So 6 a.m. is on the left rib cage on that 3, and then 6 p.m. is on the right rib cage on that 7. Noon is always going to be your nose, your sternum, your belly button, and your pubis, right? Like that's our noon drive, is the pubis and the nose. And then midnight, of course, is going to be behind us between the shoulder blades. Okay, 4. Where does 4 go? Or in the bedroom, the sun rises and we get ready for the day that's being prepared. We have to prepare ourselves. 5, the middle. The middle is a special place. It's where we go in and come out, right? It's the eye of the needle. It's the only room that's permeable in that way, right? It does both things. It goes in and then it comes back out. And the reason it goes in is so it can come back out. And the only reason it goes out is so it can bring all of that information back in. And that's experience, right? That's then how we get to reset our goals. Like, did that feel good to chomp down on or not? Did that feel good to process or not? It's in the middle of every thread too. It like literally connects all of our polarities. 6, where we go out into the world, put the pedal to the metal. 7, our office. Laundry room, left foot, but it goes around the back again, Ray. So it goes around our back, right? Because these two places, these two lunar spaces, 3 and 8, are the hardest ones to get through. They're the hardest places for us. Identifying our feelings is 3 in the kitchen, and it takes time to identify how we feel. And then 8, the left foot, is following through and persevering and being diligent about not giving up, about finding completion. It is that 99%er. Do you know of that gremlin, that thought process where we do 99% of the work, but we don't get the credit because we don't finish? So we do all of the work for nothing. So 8 is a good place. It's good to know when we don't follow through, just so that we can be like, I'm going to make more of an effort to follow through. I'm going to make more of an effort to finish the things I start. And then 9 is all of it. 9 is it's like seeing the bird's eye view, getting the top view of the whole thing. Like, this is now complete. It's the grace, right? Because this middle wrap is the wrap of effort and grace. We're doing effort at the boiler room, and we get to see the grace at the top with us in the middle, right? Because of all of the work that we put in. Okay. So time's up. I would like to kind of just revisit this as an assignment. I'd like for us to have pick an area that we could draw out. So this is going to be your assignment, an area that you could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that you could magic square. Think about something easy. Don't pick something challenging, right? Don't go too hard on it because it's unless you've done it before. If you've done it before, then go for it. But if it's your first magic square, just start easy. Like, what's one thing that I could magic square my life with, right? And it could be yoga, right? Like, I want to get this thing done. Or it could be your degree. Like, I'm getting my degree. Where am I? Because remember, this is not just code, it's a map. So it helps orient us in our life. So we can, 1, what is it that I'm dealing with? 2, what do I want? 3, how do I feel? 4, what am I doing that's preparing me for success? 5, me, no biggie. 6, how do I go out into the world? What do I need to do in the world? 7, what's my to-do list? How do I finish that? 8, keep going, right? Keep doing the work. 9, we're probably not done, right? And so see where you're at. Like you might even just be at 6. You might even just be at like, I'm still processing my feelings about it. I'm not sure how I feel yet, right? And so just like in our bodies, we can also do it mentally in the process of finding our magic square. And then, okay, we'll do one magic square. Let's breathe, right? Why not find our neurological pathway here? Find a seat, inhale and exhale. Inhale 1 into the boiler room. Exhale 2, bounce up to your right eye where you set your goals. Inhale 3, go around your back all the way to that left rib cage and into your heart. Exhale 4, bounce up to your left eye. Inhale 5, into the middle of your living room. Exhale 6, down into the right foot. Inhale 7 up, all the way up to your right rib cage. Exhale 8, around the back into your left foot, following through. Inhale 9, all the way up to your third eye, into the observatory. Find the center of your head. Exhale 10, put a circle around yourself. Imagine a big bubble around you. Inhale and exhale. Okay, inhale 1, boiler room. Find your way to the middle of the pelvis. Exhale 2, up to your attic. All the way to the right eye. Inhale 3, around the back into your heart. Into that kitchen. And then exhale 4, make your way up to the left eye. All the way into the bedroom. Inhale 5, into the living room, into the center of your chest. Exhale 6, down into the right foot, the garage, where we take a risk. Inhale 7, up into the office, into that right rib cage and into the right lung. Exhale 8, around the back to the left foot. Perseverance and diligence or discipline. Inhale 9, all the way up to the third eye. Find the center of your head. Exhale 10, put a circle around yourself. The completion, the gestalt, the wholeness of it all. Inhale and exhale. There's the magic square as a neurological pathway that we can follow with our breath. We can do it in our hands, we can do it in our feet, we can do it in our body, we can do it in our pelvis, we can do it anywhere because it's a fractal. Okay, well, thank you all so much for listening so intently. This is what we've been working on. This is the philosophy that we're playing with and the way that we're making our way in. Does anybody have any questions, thoughts? It was fast. It was like Speedy Gonzalez Magic Square somehow. I know, right? And we have one of these now.
Yeah. Is this going to be posted?
So I think I just have to post everything. I was saying that at the beginning of class that I'm not blind to your emails, that I've received a lot of emails asking me for the recordings so that you can make up your classes, and I need to post them on Brightspace. So I said within the next 12 hours, I would have them up on Brightspace. I'm going to be downloading and uploading. Yay for me. Oh, let me screenshot all of you so I can. Oh, yay. Hallelujah's got you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Erica's teaching on Wednesday. Woo, 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 woo. So we'll be back. We'll be back. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
That was a really good class.
Oh, good. Did you learn some stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. I felt a little rushed, honestly. And like the questions, I was like, okay, now I'm bouncing to a million places, but it's okay. We'll bring it back.
Yeah.
Bye, be safe.
Bye, Abby.
I feel like laying out on the floor was helpful. And then how you kind of like explained each one, but then went back and went, 1 is this, 2 is this.
Yeah, I'm glad we did it at the end again, for sure.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Evolution of the magic square. Like it's come a lot. And I'm having an epiphany. Like I'm going to get a job.
It's time.
40-hour job. I haven't had a 40